Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results from May 1st, as well as your spoilers for WWE Main Event. Happy birthday from April 28th, Alex Riley, who was born 1981. Drew Gulak, 1987. April 28th, Paul Woma, he was born in 1960. April 29th, Titus O'Neil. April 30th, Abdul Bashir. No birthdays for the first. Apparently The Rock had a birthday. I think that was the second. xpac was arrested this past Saturday at the airport in Los Angeles as he was flying for an India appearance in the UK. TMZ reported that Waltman was charged with a felony of drug possession after trying to bring meth and marijuana through customs. While being booked, it was also discovered that Waltman has an outstanding warrant from a previous DUI arrest. He was booked on a $35,000 bond and later released on Sunday evening. TMZ had another update that notes police believe that Waltman was planning on selling the drugs overseas because of the quantity he had on him. A police report notes that Waltman had 3 cannabis chocolate bars, 2 THC liquid cigarettes, and a total of 38 methamphetamine capsules. Waltman also had $736.10 in cash on him. Waltman was on a Customs and Border Patrol watch list for narcotics, presumably due to his history of drug-related arrests, which led to airport drug sniffing dogs catching him. Waltman went through Customs and had his name flagged, which brought a drug dog over to search his bags. The dog alerted officers to a hit, and Waltman's bags were then searched. Police determined that the large quantity of drugs plus the U.S. currency was associated with narcotic sales. Waltman was also booked on felony possession of narcotics with intent to sell. He could face up to 4 years in prison if convicted. Waltman then spoke with TMZ Sports and said he understands people might not believe him, but he insists he is not using or selling drugs, period. Waltman admitted he was one of the worst meth heads ever, but said he is a changed man and prides himself on living a clean life. Waltman said, "I know the truth will come out. In the meantime, oh, what a mess, man." Waltman also tweeted the following on Monday afternoon on the ordeal. The real xpac. Well, we'll have to wait for lab results to come back on my yeast cleanse capsule. Show you a picture of that. They're even in a bottle. In the meantime, understand people's reason for doubt. Again, another tweet. There will also be hair follicle tests and polygraph coming. He was also reported missing over the weekend after he missed a show in the UK. On Sunday, as noted from WrestlingNews.com, reported that Waltman was arrested by the Los Angeles Airport Police Department on Saturday morning and was charged with a felony, although it is not known what the charge was. Waltman appeared on the Tomorrow Show with Kevin Undergaro for the first time since going missing, and seen in the video. Waltman in a video, well, I didn't get the link for that. Waltman did not address the arrest and said that he would discuss the details on what happened on his podcast this week. He did, however, reveal that he was not using drugs. "I wasn't using anything," Waltman said. "Even my closest friends. I understand if they doubt me, at least in the back of their minds. I get it." And apparently what was in his bag was what was seen in that picture with the capsules of the yeast cleanse pills. Oh, Paul Heyman and his Looking for Larry marketing agency would be working on a promotion for the upcoming NASCAR race at Richmond International Speedway. Heyman was at the track this weekend filming material with racing personality Hermie Sadler, who was working with TNA in the past, and seen in this video. Heyman spoke with NASCAR's Dale Earnhardt Jr., also upcoming retirement. The interview was guarded in mainstream press for Heyman and his agency. Former TNA Wrestling president and Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan has agreed to purchase the historic National Wrestling Alliance, also known as NWA. Corgan has a deal that would see him purchase the NWA name, rights, trademarks, as well as possession of the legendary NWA title belt. No word yet when Corgan will be running the company or what he has in store for the various NWA member promotions. Thus, there is an NWA ALT owned by a guy, that's a friend of mine on Facebook and also Twitter. And, or the NWA On Demand streaming service, and keep you updated on more and not sorry. PW Insider says that the Smashing Pumpkins frontman and former TNA Wrestling president, Billy Corgan, has agreed to on a deal to purchase the historic NWA. NWA president Bruce Stark took to his Facebook page and wrote the following on the future of the organization. Very excited for the future of the National Wrestling Alliance. As everyone knows by now, Billy Corgan and I have agreed on principle regarding the acquisition of the NWA brand. The decision comes after many weeks of negotiations and deep considerations. Although Billy may be a fresh face of wrestling, he is an extremely successful businessman and has a deep admiration and respect for the NWA. He also putting together a very strong team with the capital and business acumen for Billy's brings to the table, confident that he has the ability to take the NWA to the next level and have a promise to do all that he can to help him succeed. I ask you to join me in supporting the NWA regime in the future. I'm not leaving wrestling, but after 4 years of the helm of the NWA, I look forward to stepping back and allowing someone new and passionate to take control of this great and noble organization. Thank you to everyone who has supported the NWA over the years and during my tenure. I also want to publicly thank Billy Corgan for his confidence and respect for the iconic brand. The next few months are going to be really exciting for the NWA, most for all the fans. NWA also welcomed Corgan to the family on a graphic on his Facebook. As he was writing, Corgan not commented. Storyline update of Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns coming out of Payback is that Braun tore his rotator cuff, and while Reigns re-injured his ribs and suffered other internal injuries, the storyline announcement was made by Raw General Manager Kurt Angle on Raw from Sacramento. Regarding Braun's storyline announcement, Eric Rowan just returned from a torn rotator cuff after being out of action for 7 months. Shelton Benjamin also cleared this week, or this past week, for injury from the same one. He was out for 7 months. There's speculation on Strowman versus Reigns in an ambulance match taking place at June 4th, Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Stipulations hadn't been done, but what was made on the program. Former TNA, right? I think I did like two different reports on Corgan. I'll skip that one. Recently on the Wrestlingus show, Hall of Famer Sunny, also known as Tammy Sitch, talked about whether Seth Rollins gave her a sexually transmitted infection, rumors of her performing oral sex on Taboo for Somas, her sexual encounters with Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler, and Chris Masters, and what angle she has turned down over her pro wrestling career. According to Sunny, reports that she claimed Seth Rollins gave her the sexually transmitted infection are completely false, and a Facebook imposter was the party to make the false statement. I was on Facebook and I just clicked onto my messenger just to see if I had any important messages, and somebody sent me a link to the post supposedly made by me, and I read it and I went, you gotta be kidding me. So I clicked on the profile that was written on, and it doesn't even appear for me on my Facebook page. So whoever created this fake profile of me blocked me, so I couldn't even go on there and report them. Sunny then claimed that she was not in the same room with Rollins since 2007 when she appeared for ROH, Ring of Honor. Moreover, the First Diva stated that she never had any interest in Rollins as a romantic partner. I have been in the same room with Seth since I worked for Ring of Honor years ago. That was the last time we were ever in the same room. And back then, it was a very cordial. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Relationship. That's pretty much it. I've never done anything sexual with a man. I was never interested in doing anything with him because, first of all, I was never attracted to him before, and secondly, since his nude pictures have leaked on the internet, I'm definitely not looking into that. But that's a whole nother story. Also, during the interview, Sunny attempted to dispel the rumors that she performed oral sex on Sabu for somas, painkillers. Any pill I took back in the day, I had prescriptions for. But why would I need it from anybody else? Secondly, let me give you the list of men who I have admittedly had to having been with. Okay? HBK Shawn Michaels, the British Bulldog, Chris Masters, the Masterpiece, Dolph Ziggler. Look at them. And look at Sabu. Do you actually think I would totally go for my regular type and then go for Sabu? Honestly. Sonny then continued, nothing has ever happened with Sabu. I've known him since I was 17 years old. We were like family members way back in the day. In Sonny's estimation, the man popularly considered the best in the ring performer, Shawn Michaels, and also is the best performer in between the sheets. Shawn was easily the best I've ever had. Shawn was easily the best, and Sonny had. We just clicked. Everything we did was just perfect. Nobody ever has topped him. Although Sonny mentioned that the self-professed sexy boy unmentionables were above average in size, he was not her boy toy when it came to oral sex. Yeah, it was above average. Yeah, the only thing with Shawn, he wasn't too much into oral. He was more into sex, not oral. In Sonny's learned opinion, the master of oral is none other than Chris Masters, the Masterpiece. Takes home the silver medal overall. Chris is a number 2 on my list, best of all time, as far as the oral goes. Oh my God, nobody beats him. Nobody beats Chris Masters. Sonny explained, with Chris, I knew I was getting off every single time. I got off with Shawn every single time too. But that was just different because we had the chemistry. But Chris, as far as the oral goes, every single time without fail. Oh my God. Apparently, Sonny and Dolph Ziggler had sex for over 7 hours. While Ziggler may be here to show the world with his stamina, the 2-time Slammy Award winner suggested that Ziggler's member is not perfection as it zigzags to the left. Nick was really fun. He went from about 11:30 p.m. from between that and 12 o'clock midnight till 7 in the morning. He's a machine, I should say. Yeah, he's a machine, and he does not tire. His stamina is insane. His size is really good, but it curves. It's crooked to the left. I don't know, but it points to the left. That's the only thing wrong with him. Otherwise, he was pretty good. That was in the month of November 2010. Sonny indicated that her sexual encounter with Ziggler was just a one-time thing, but the two were flirting for months leading up to it. Yeah, that was just once, but there were 4 or 5 months of heavy flirtation and texting and everything like that leading up to it. So it was a big build-up, and he found me. He started writing me on Facebook, and of course, at first I didn't think of it was really him, because there are so many fake accounts nowadays and everything like that. When asked whether she turned down storylines in pro wrestling, said he admitted to vetoing having her head shaved at Smoky Mountain Wrestling and being romantic on screen with Ron Simmons. Damn! I really said no to anything in the pro wrestling. I have rarely said no to anything in the pro wrestling business, as long as it was meaningful. So the only things I've said no to do with Jim Cornette wanting to shave my head at Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And I said no. And in WWE, the whole thing with Farouk. They wanted us to have a romantic relationship on camera with all the kissing and everything like that. And I said no. Sonny said, it's just not my thing. I don't know. But I did not want to do the whole sucking face on TV with Ron Simmons. I just didn't want to do it. Yeah, I was in a position at the company that I could say no to do things. So why do something I'm not comfortable with? Well, I did not get the link for the Wrestlinga show. So you can see the whole entire thing. Well, this week's 205 live episode from Fresno, California will feature the following singles match as advertised. Cesaro versus T.J. Perkins. Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali. Rich Swann versus Noam Dar. WWE then announced that the July 9th pay-per-view at American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, now titled Great Balls of Fire, will feature Brock Lesnar's first WWE Universal Championship title defense since Lesnar won the strap at WrestleMania 33 last month. And it goes against their own saying. 30 days must have a 30-day thing. So they are only doing it for certain wrestlers. Dave Meltzer reported on the latest episode of Wrestling Observer Radio that while Lesnar is scheduled for the July pay-per-view in SummerSlam, his other dates are not solidified yet. On Raw, both Seth Rollins and Finn Balor made their case for title shots against Lesnar. Meltzer stated that while Lesnar will likely face both men before WrestleMania 34, there's currently nothing officially set regarding those matches or Lesnar's opponents through WrestleMania. Although he is expected to be facing Braun Strowman in July when Brock Lesnar won the WWE Championship the last time at SummerSlam in 2014. He only worked 2 matches before losing the title at WrestleMania 31 to Seth Rollins, who cashed in on his Money in the Bank briefcase and actually pinned Lesnar's opponent, Roman Reigns, to win the title. Meltzer noted that Lesnar will be around a lot more for this championship reign than his 7-month 2014 to 2015 run. Here's a full episode. Link to My Daughter is a WWE Superstar with Alexa Bliss. Very good. Some things I already knew, some things I didn't. Cesaro appeared on the Good Day Sacramento earlier on Monday to promote tonight's Raw. Seen in this video, the Swiss Superman surprised a Tyler Breeze superfan at his home. He really thought he's Tyler Breeze. Check out the video. Summer Rae noted on social media that she is currently in Sacramento, California, the same city as Raw. Summer was sent to Raw in 2016 draft, but has not appeared due to an injury. Her last match came on August 14th, 2016. WWE taped the following matches for the spoilers for main event episode. Drew Gulak defeated Cesaro. Curtis Axel defeated Kurt Hawkins. Kurt versus Kurt match. Should have had Kurt Angle as a referee. Then you had Kurt versus Kurt with Kurt. Raw results from Sacramento, California. Michael Colesall welcomes us to join in with Corey Graves and Booker T. We go to the ring and we see Bayley, Emma, Dana Brooke, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Alicia Fox, and Mickie James waiting in the ring. The ring has a red apron covering it. There's a podium in the middle of the superstars. JoJo introduces new Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss. Out she comes as we see the stills how she won over Bayley at Payback. Bliss says she will make this short and sweet. A lot of others come out and call themselves the Queen, but she's here to stay the Queen, to say the Queen is dead. Long live Alexa Bliss. She says she's the only goddess in WWE now. She wasn't happy with how the referee just raised her arm last night because she deserves a coronation. She wants to thank some people. She thanks Mickie first, but gets it as she insults her. She goes to Sasha next and has words with her. She turns around to Nia Jax next. Bliss says they're on good terms and tries to suck up on Nia, saying she looks forward to teaming with her later. Bliss makes her way up on top of the podium and looks down at the others. She thanks Bayley next and says this wouldn't be possible without her. Fans start chanting for Bayley. Bliss pokes fun at Bayley for her family being in the crowd last night. A big brawl breaks out with all the women as we go to commercial. So we get Emma, Nia, Alicia, Alexa versus Dana, Mickie, Sasha, and Bayley. Back from the break, we got a match made by Raw General Manager Kurt Angle. Bliss wants nothing to do with Bayley and tags out. Emma and Bayley go at it early on. Also, Emma and Mickie. Mickie ends up tagging Dana in and she comes into face off with Emma. Emma tags out in comes Alicia. Dana gets the upper hand and hits a springboard elbow in the corner. Dana with another. 2 count on Fox and more offense. Sasha tags in and keeps up the attack on Fox. Bayley tags in and double team Fox for a 2 count. Bayley works over Alicia before tagging in Mickey. Mickey takes Fox down and kicks her in the face for a 2 count. Sasha comes back in and keeps Fox grounded as Bliss, looking on, takes talking trash. Fox looks to make a comeback, but Sasha counters and sends her to the mat. Then nails running knees in the face for a 2 count. Fox finally turns it around and sends Sasha to the floor. All 8 superstars meet at ringside and talk trash while facing also able to go to another commercial. Back from the break, Fox has Sasha down on the mat. We see Nia, how Nia was ran over Sasha during the break. Fox with a Northern-like suplex for a 2 count. Fox kept Sasha grounded again. Nia tagged in, dropped an elbow while Sasha was on Sasha while Fox had her in a hold. Nia with a splash in the corner before launching Sasha across the ring. Nia with more offense and another elbow for a 2 count. Nia kept Sasha grounded and her partners and fans start to rally. Sasha tries to fight out, but Nia plants her in the corner. Bliss comes in and slams Sasha into the mat. Bliss keeps control for a 2 count. Bayley finally gets a tag. She unloads on Bliss for a few minutes. Bayley does some of her signature moves and drops Bliss for a 2 count as Nia broke up the pinfall. Mickey ended up hitting a death press on Nia on the floor after Dana took Nia out. Everyone gets involved as there's chaos in and out of the ring. Bayley and Bliss go at it. Bliss with a cheap shot to the eyes, and the referee doesn't see it, and a DDT for the pin on Bayley. After the match, Team Bliss stood tall. As we go to replays, Dana and Mickey assist Bayley to the back as Bliss talks trash in the ring. And now to talk about Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns from last night. There will be a medical update on both later. Also, Seth Rollins will be here. Enzo and Big Cass are walking backstage as we go to commercial. Singles action, Enzo Amore versus Luke Gallows. Back from the break, out comes Enzo and Big Cass. They talk about their payback win, and Enzo says he's going to beat Luke Gallows tonight. Gallows and Anderson suddenly attack them from behind, leave them laying as we go to commercial, as they came through the crowd. Back from the break, the match is underway. Gallows controls early on and shuts Enzo down when he tries to make a comeback. Gallows cuts Enzo off again, keeps it grounded. Cass looks on and tries to rally for Enzo. Enzo gets to his feet, fights back, but Gallows sends him into the corner. Enzo boots Gallows and nails a running bulldog from the ropes. They both get up, and then Enzo unloads with strikes. Enzo winds up and connects with another. Enzo drop kicks a leg out, nails a kick to the back, a big kick to the face. Gallows gets up first, decks Enzo with a big right. Gallows lifts Enzo up, and Enzo turns it into a small package for a close 2 count. Enzo counters again and stuns Gallows. Enzo goes to the top, but Anderson gets on the apron to provide a distraction. Gallows took advantage and places Enzo on his shoulders. We see Cass warning Anderson at ringside. Gallows hits a flapjack from his shoulders for the win. After the match, Gallows and Anderson pose on the ramp as Cass checks on Enzo in the ring. TJP's backstage with Cruiserweight Champion Neville. Perkins says, people are saying it looked like Neville was about to tap out to Austin Aries at Payback, causing him to use the referee to escape and retain. Neville says what happened at Payback can be blamed on the unprofessional acts of the referee. Neville goes on and reminds Perkins that Aries is their problem, and that Perkins has an easier shot at getting a title match with Aries gone. Neville says Perkins has a match with Aries later on, and he suggests Perkins makes the most of the opportunity. Still to come, Seth Rollins back to commercial. Back from the break, out comes Seth Rollins to a pop. Rollins shouts at Sacramento and gets popped. He says he's feeling good for the first time in a long time. He talks about highs and lows and how the fans have been with him for the whole ride. Rollins then goes on and says that there's just one thing for him to do now. He wants the Beast. Fans pop start the yes chant going. Rollins says he wants Brock Lesnar and he wants the Universal title. He's been to Suplex City and he's not afraid to go back. Music hit, out comes Finn Balor with a mic. Balor says they've been on the same page lately and he respects Rollins, the one-legged man who won at WrestleMania. but he became the first WWE Universal Champion with just one arm. The battle goes on and says he never lost the title, and when it comes to talking about facing Lesnar, the line starts behind him. Well, Seth gets in his face and almost draws the line in front of him. Music interrupts, and out comes Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose to a pop. Ambrose talks about how Lesnar doesn't defend, but he's a fighting champion. The Miz's music hits. Next out comes Maurice. Miz runs everyone down and says no one deserved the gold but him. This leads to Ambrose pulling out his phone to call General Manager Kurt Angle. Ambrose hangs up the phone and says Angle wasn't happy. He had his phone number. Angle did make Miz versus Rollins versus Balor with the winner earning an Intercontinental title shot. And now to talk more about Braun and Roman's battle at Payback, we got another video package. Tony Nese, Brian Kendrick, and Noam Dar versus Rich Swann, Akira Tozawa, and Jack Gallagher, all 2 of 5 stars. Back to the break. First comes Tony Nese. Brian Kendrick was out next, followed by Noam Dar. Rich Swann was out first for his team. He waits for his partner, Akira Tozawa. Jack Gallagher is out with his umbrella for his partners. They do a dance and hit the ring together. Kendrick and Tozawa start off with Tozawa taking an upper hand. Nese ends up coming in and keeping control. Tozawa finally tags in Swann to go at it with Dar. Gallagher comes in and catches Dar, then sends him to the floor. Tozawa sends Kendrick to the floor with a kick. Nese charges his opponents, but they triple team him to the floor with his partners. Babyface's pose as in the ring as the heels recover on the floor to pose. We got a commercial. Back from the break. Kendrick has Tozawa face down. We see how Dar took over on Tozawa during the break. Kendrick with a suplex for a 2 count. Nese comes back in and keeps up the attack on Tozawa. Nese poses and shows off as fans boo. Tozawa fights back, but Nese cuts him off. Nese lifts Tozawa for a vertical suplex and keeps him hanging before launching him into the top rope for a 2 count. Dar comes back in and nails Tozawa before mocking Swann. Dar works on Tozawa's arm now. Tozawa tries for a comeback, but Dar drops him, tags Nese back in. Nese with a torture rack. Nese ends up tagging in Dar, but Tozawa kicks him off. Swann finally gets a hot tag. He unloads on Dar and then Kendrick. Swann with a rolling thunder on Kendrick for a 2 count. Swann drops Dar with a kick to the side of the head. Swann blocks slice blade number 2 and tags in Gallagher. Gallagher nails a headbutt on Kendrick for a close 2 count as Nese breaks the pin. Nese sends Swann to the floor. Gallagher headbutts Nese out of the ring. Kendrick takes Gallagher down into the captain's hook, but Tozawa breaks it with a Shining Wizard. Swann and Tozawa get hyped up with Tozawa's battle cry before running the ropes and nailing Nese and Dar on the floor. Gallagher hit the gentleman's drop kick to Kendrick for the win. After the match, the winners stood tall in the ring together as we go to ring plays. Come back and the losers looking on from the ramp as Swann dances in the ring. We see pictures from Raw Tag Team Champions. The Hardys defeating Cesaro and Sheamus at Payback. Then the post-match attack. And we also see Jeff Hardy's losing his tooth. Cesaro and Sheamus are shown walking backstage. We get a commercial break. Back from the ring, out first comes Cesaro. Sheamus was out next. They keep their kilts on and head to the ring together with a new attitude. Heel faction. Swimming pools, movie stars. Very not. Wearing their shades? They do. Fans boo as the music stops and take the mic. Sheamus says it feels so good to be free. He's been in the fog for several months. Sheamus says he's never liked the fans anyways. A "you look stupid" chant starts. Remember Sheamus and his, you know what I mean. But Sheamus says, not as stupid as Jeff Hardy looked last night. Sheamus says he never liked the fans because they've always treated him like a redheaded stepchild. That really got some heat. WrestleMania 33. Okay. He talked about how Cesaro was in a different boat. He had the Cesaro section and what he believed could take their team to the top. He talked about how they were close to having their moment at WrestleMania 33, but the Hardys were brought back to steal the moment out from underneath them. Cesaro then talked about how the fans just loved the nostalgia. Fans would rather live in the past than look at the future and respect the present. that is in front of them. Cesaro says that feel-good moment didn't last long because last night he and Sheamus proved that the Hardys are just a novelty act that don't belong in the ring with the Warrior and the Superman. Sheamus cracked another joke on Jeff's tooth. Sheamus goes on and says, this is the WWE that belongs to he and Cesaro. Fans boo again. Cesaro declares that they are going to win the Raw Tag Team titles back. Because they don't set the bar, they are the bar. Music hits, and they go to leave, but music interrupts, and out comes the Tag Team Champions, Hardy to a pop. Matt Hardy speaks from the stage and thanks Cesaro and Sheamus for the explanation. Matt admits he and Jeff are hurting from last night's post-match ambush, but they came out to deliver their response. Delete! 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 As they started from the ring, fans joined along with them. Matt does the motion. Fans chant along with him. Hardy hit the ring for a fight, but Sheamus and Cesaro retreat. And back up the ramp as the Hardys look on from the ring, pose in the corners. So we're going to get another month with them. Miz and Maurice backstage with Charlie Caruso, who asks him about tonight's triple threat. Miz is interrupted by Dean Ambrose. He wants to know if Miz's hair gel gets in his eyes when he wrestles. Miz looks frustrated and just walks off. Ambrose sends it back to Gene and Bobby at ringside. We got a commercial. Heath Slater versus Apollo Crews was up next. Back for the break, out comes Heath Slater with Rhino. We see a video from earlier in the day where Slater was backstage talking with Apollo Crews about fatherhood. Titus O'Neil interrupted and accused Crews of talking with the enemy. Titus said if Crews needs advice, he should see him. Apollo is out next with Titus at his side. They lock up and go at it. Crews slams Slater on his face. Back and forth. They trade holds. Slater takes Crews down with a headlock. Crews takes Slater down with a headlock. They end up locking up again, showing each other up. And He's Got Kids chant breaks up for the crowd. More back and forth. Slater hits an arm drag, but celebrates too much as Crews comes back in with an arm drag. Then a drop kick. Slater comes back with another quick shot and a 2 count. Crews gets sent to the floor in front of Rhino. Slater brings Crews back in the ring and covers for a 2 count. Crews delivers some offense. More counted between the two. Titus yells at Crews to stay on. Slater finish sees Crews hit the sit-down powerbomb for the win. After Matt Titus comes in the ring to celebrate with Crews, it looks like Crews is starting to believe in the Titus brand. Titus pulls his phone out to take a selfie with Crews, and Rhino photobombs him. Still to come, and an update on Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman match commercial. Back for the break, announcers talk about Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman at Payback. Raw General Manager Kurt Angle comes into the ring as the "You Suck" chant breaks up for a crowd. He smiles and he says that we will discuss Reigns and Braun Strowman situation. Angle says Braun versus Roman was the most physical match he saw. He announces Reigns re-injured his ribs and had another internal injury, while Braun tore his rotator cuff. He spoke with both men and they made it clear they're not done with each other. Angle has been talking with WWE officials all day long on how to solve the situation, and he has decided. Graphic flashes as the music hits. Bray Wyatt makes his way out as the arena lights up with fireflies. Wyatt says he and Angle haven't met, so he properly introduces himself. Wyatt says he means Angle no harm. He's not here for destruction, not yet. Wyatt has come to Angle tonight as a savior. Wyatt says he closed the chapter of Randy Orton at Payback last night. Wyatt says the WWE Champion Orton will forever be locked inside his house of horrors while he burns for his sins. Wyatt says he's writing something new with those ashes here on Raw. Wyatt goes on how he can fix Raw. He asks if Angle is going to allow him to do his work or if he will get in his way. Angle doesn't know what Wyatt has planned, but remember this is Angle's show. Wyatt laughs at him. Wyatt knows this is Angle's show, but he says Angle is living in Wyatt's world. There was a backstage segment with Ambrose trying to get a word from Rollins. They teased tension, and a match between the two was made. TJP versus A-Double. We're going to ring out. First comes A-Double. TJP was out next. Aries starts off and unloads in the corner. Perkins looks to turn it around, but Aries drops him on the apron with a neck breaker as the Cruiserweight Champion Neville watches backstage. Aries with a missile drop kick for a 2 count. Aries goes for last chancery, but Perkins fights it off. Aries catches Perkins with a back elbow and goes to the top. Perkins catches Aries and turns him upside down in the corner. Perkins works over Aries while he's stuck in a tree of woe. Perkins with a running attack in the corner. Aries falls to the mat as the referee checks on him as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Perkins makes his aggressive comeback, focusing on the injured knee of Aries. Aries fights back out of the corner, but his knee collapses when Perkins whips him across the ring. Perkins ends up applying a knee submission from the top as the referee warns him. Perkins goes to use the ring post to damage Aries' knee, but he wastes time as Aries pulls him into the steel. Aries manages to run the ropes for a suicide dive. We see Neville watching again backstage as Aries brings him back into the ring. Aries was shot in the middle of the ring. Aries ducks a move and hits a buster into the STO and the pendulum elbow. Aries keeps control and goes up top for the elbow to the back of the neck. Aries with a 2 count. Perkins turns around with kicks. Aries ducks a kick and hits the shin breaker into a suplex. Aries goes for a big 5-arm, but Perkins kicks his knee. Perkins with another kick. Perkins looks to put Aries away with a detonation kick, but Aries counters and gets last entries applied for the win. After the match, Aries clutches his leg as we go to replays. We come back to Aries having his arm raised. Perkins' gun comes from behind and takes out the knee as fans boo. Perkins applies the knee bar as the referee physically tries to break it up. Perkins finally breaks the hold and struts around as the fans boo, and Aries sells the injury. Finn Balor walking backstage when Dean Ambrose stops him for a pre-match comment on if he's nervous or not. Balor says he eats nerves and puts out results, and talks about how the Intercontinental title will be coming to the Balor Club. Ambrose gives Balor a donut and tells him he needs to eat a card. Balor takes a bite and walks off. Elias Sampson drifts into the picture and lays playing his guitar. He stops, and Ambrose asks if he knows any Pearl Jam. The drifter keeps walking as Ambrose keeps munching on a donut. Back to commercial. Golden Truth backstage with Kurt Angle. Gold just pitches an idea that will be bigger than Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Shattered Dreams Production presents The Golden Quest. R-Truth says they want to challenge Raw Tag Team Champions, the Hardys. Angle says he got the text and voicemails, but he can't sanction the match because of their win-loss record. They talk about how they need this match. Angle makes a tag team turmoil match for next week's Raw. The winners will become new number 1 contenders. They thank Angle and leave to end the segment. Cole Talk congratulates the new U.S. champion, Chris Jericho, and shows us a post-payback video of Kurt Angle saying goodbye to Jericho as he's headed to SmackDown again. A triple threat number 1 contenders match. Finn Balor versus Miz versus Seth Rollins. We go to the ring. Out comes Finn Balor for tonight's main event. Winner of this match earns a shot at the Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose. We go to commercial. Back from the break. Out comes the Miz with Maurice. Seth Rollins is out next. Bell rings and Miz rolls to the floor with Maurice as fans boo. Miz encourages Rollins and Balor to go at it alone, and they do. They lock up and trade holds. Balor with a quick roll-up. Miz tries to run back in, but they catch him. He backs off the apron, exits the ring again. Balor and Rollins go at it again. They trade holds again. Miz tries more cheap shots, but they catch him. Balor and Rollins leave the ring and surround Miz on the floor. He runs it in the ring and backs out. They chase him back in and surround him. He pleads before trying to team with Rollins to attack Balor. Miz extends his hand, but Rollins won't shake it. He tries the same with Balor. Miz just want to talk about everything. He tries for a sneak attack on Balor, but gets caught. They double team him and send him to the floor again. Rollins comes from behind on Balor for a 2 count. Miz gets knocked off the apron again. Back and forth between Balor and Rollins. Miz gets taken down by Rollins. Balor and Rollins go at it again. Balor with an insecurity from the apron. Miz takes Balor down to the floor from the apron. Rollins runs the ropes to drop kicks Miz from the apron, allowing him to entry to the ring once again. Rollins runs the ropes for a dive, but Miz puts Maurice in front of him, and Rollins puts brakes on. Balor takes Miz down anyway. Maurice backs up the ramp as Balor and Rollins bring Miz back in. Balor gets sent to the floor. Rollins goes for a Miz, but Balor comes back in, drops Balor with a kick to the face. Rollins with a backbreaker on Miz. Rollins goes to the top, but Miz shoves him off. Rollins lands hard and hits the barrier. We go to commercial. Back from the break. Rollins is down on the floor while Miz has Balor grounded in the middle of the ring. Balor fights up and out. Miz catches him with a knee to the gut. Miz poses, the fans boo. Balor comes back and unloads on Miz. Rollins comes in and out nowhere with a crossbody and takes Balor out. Rollins also lands bad. Rollins misses in the corner, and as Miz moves, Miz with a 2 count. Miz takes out Rollins again. Miz with a corner drop kick and more posing as the fans boo. Miz with a corner clothesline now. Miz comes off the top with another shot to Rollins for a 2 count. Miz ends up doing the yes kicks while both men are on both men while they're on their knees at the same time. Miz misses a kick to Balor. Balor sends Miz into Rollins' DDT attempt. Balor then drop kicks Rollins, calling the DDT to drop Miz. Balor continues with offense on both opponents. Balor kicks Miz out of the ring. Balor clotheslines Rollins out of the ring on the opposite side. Balor kicks Miz in the face up in front of the apron. Balor runs around the ring and drop kicks Rollins into the barrier. Balor brings Rollins back into the ring and counters. Balor hits 1916 for a close 2 count as Miz breaks up the pin. Fan chant "This is awesome" as they struggle to get up. Balor and Miz trade holds. Balor tosses Miz back to the floor. Rollins then nails Balor. Balor hits the sling blade. Miz pulls Balor's leg from behind and crotches him with the ring post. Miz comes in, but Rollins blocks the skull crushing finale, rolls him up for a 2 count. Miz takes a knee and hits a big DDT for a close 2 count. Miz goes back to work on Rollins' knee while Maurice looks on. Miz goes for the figure 4 and locks it in. Balor runs in with a kick, but it's botched with Miz. Balor covers Miz for a 2 count. Another "This is awesome" chant from the crowd. Balor with forearms to Miz. Balor and Rollins kick Miz. Balor with a big kick to Rollins. Rollins super kicks Balor for a close 2 count. Rollins gets up first. Balor gets up next. Rollins with a shot in the corner. Balor goes down. Miz charges in the corner, but Rollins sends him into the middle of the turnbuckle. Rollins goes to the second rope, nails a double blockbuster to his opponents. Rollins nails frog splash on Balor for another close 2 count. Miz goes to the top. Rollins shoves Balor to the floor. Rollins runs in and nails a super kick on Miz. Then Falcon Arrow, but Miz still manages to kick out at 2. Rollins runs the ropes and nails a suicide dive to Balor. Rollins goes back in and nails the suicide dive to Miz. Samoa Joe appears out of nowhere and nails the Uranage on Rollins on the floor. Miz can't believe it. Miz turns around in the ring and Balor nailing a sling blade. Balor drop kicks Miz in the corner. Balor goes to the top, but the Wyatt family graphic flashes and the lights go out. They come back on and Bray Wyatt is on their apron. Wyatt shoves Balor onto the mat. Wyatt nails Sister Abigail. The graphic flashes again and the lights go out. Come back on. Wyatt's gone. Miz crawls over and covers Balor for the win and the title shot. After the match, Miz rolls to the floor. They're checked on by Maurice. We go to replays. Miz and Maurice celebrate on the ramp as Balor looks on from the ring. Rollins is down against the barrier, selling his injuries. Raw goes off the air. Here's a video from last night's Table for 3 on the WWE Network with Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, Christian, and WWE Hall of Famer Edge talking about how tough the early days of training for their pro wrestling careers were. The dark segment after last night's Raw in Sacramento saw Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and WWE Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose try and get the Miz to do his "Because I'm the Miz" line. Miz finally agreed, but they all hit him with their finishers to send the crowd home happy. As noted, Miz won the triple threat Raw main event over Balor, and Rollins would become the #1 contender to Ambrose. No word yet when that title shot will happen. During the last night's #1 contender triple threat match between the Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt showed up, took out Balor, and then disappeared. During the post-Raw segment, Dean Ambrose and the Miz were talking in the ring when suddenly Bray Wyatt came in from under the ring and ran all the way to the backstage area. The live crowd laughed while Miz asked, "What was that?" Ambrose replied, "I've been trying to figure that out, how they do that, for years." And link for that. And that concludes my Raw video for this week. Stay tuned. Coming soon, SmackDown 205 Live. Thanks again. Peace out. See you all later. If you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters. After the match, Naomi starts brawling with Carmella until Natalya and Tamina rush the ring. Tamina and Natalya double team Charlotte, while Carmella takes Naomi to the corner. Music hit, out comes Becky Lynch, but the welcoming committee waits for her to enter the ring. Becky looks to stand with them as she looks down at Charlotte. Becky faces them and goes to shake Tamina's hand. Fans boo as they shake. She also shakes Carmella and Natalya's hands. Hugging Natalya, Ellsworth puts his hand out next, but Becky proposes a hug. She shoves Ellsworth into Tamina and starts brawling with the group. Becky stomps on Carmella, but turns around to a super kick from Tamina. Carmella then tosses Naomi to the floor. Natalya holds Becky while Tamina hits her. Charlotte is also tossed to the floor. Natalya holds Becky while Carmella decks her next. The group stands tall in the middle of the ring as Carmella's music hits and fans boo. Still to come segment, Owens vs. Jericho, your main event, back to commercial. Back for the break, we get another promo for a New Day. They're coming to SmackDown soon. After Kofi's injury. Heels. Sin Cara vs. Dolph Ziggler. We go to the ring. Sin Cara awaits in the ring with his new glow gear. I didn't see this. I didn't see much of SmackDown anyway. I spent some valuable time with some friends. Ziggler took early control, but Sin Cara made a comeback, and Ziggler tried to make an example of Sin Cara. Sin Cara hit a moonsault and worked Ziggler over. Ziggler charged, but Sin Cara sent him to the apron, blasting Ziggler to the floor. Sin Cara ran the ropes and nailed the dive for a pop. Sin Cara rolled Ziggler back in the ring, but Ziggler catches him with a neck breaker in the middle of the rope. Ziggler nails it, gets a 2 count. More back and forth. Ziggler goes for the famouser, but Sin Cara countered and planted Ziggler with a 1-arm slam. Sin Cara with a 2 count. Sin Cara then got a lucha chant started. Going. He goes for another moonsault, but Ziggler got his knees up. Ziggler ends up connecting with a super kick for the win. After the match, Ziggler had his arm raised. As we go to replay, Ziggler hits the corner to talk trash and pose. So to come segment, Owens vs. Jericho, back to commercial. Back from the break, we get new debut, teaser for Lana. Backstage segment with Noam Dar for a promo to hype tonight's 205 Live. He will be facing Rich Swann. We cut to a Law and Order spoof titled The Fashion Files that shows #1 contenders Tyler Breeze and Fandango backstage with more Fashion Police shenanigans. Then they hype their backlash match against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. And your main event. So, last, we go to ring. Out comes the U.S. Champion Jericho for tonight's main event. Kevin Owens is out next for his rematch from Payback. AJ Styles has been banned from ringside. And we go to commercial. Back from the commercial, we get former ring introductions from Greg Hamilton. Bell rings and they go at it. Owens unloads, but Jericho drop kicks him. Owens goes to the floor for a breather. Jericho focuses on the injured hand from Payback. They bring it back in, and Owens turns things around. Owens works Jericho over and puts a boot to his neck as the referee counts. Fan chant stupid idiot at Owens now. He hits the send time for a 2 count. Owens with a chop in the corner, and then another. Owens turns around with a drop kick, talks to trash. Jericho takes it to the corner, but misses when Owens moves. Jericho tumbles over the top rope and lands to the floor. Owens goes to the floor, nails the cannonball into the barrier. Owens brings it back in the ring for a 2 count. Then we go to commercial. Back from the break, Owens sends Jericho into the apron. Jericho goes to the top, but Owens catches him on the way down. With a shot to the gut, Jericho blocks a pop-up powerbomb and drops Owens. Owens blocks the Lion's Top with knees. Owens misses a corner cannonball. Jericho hits Lion's Top for a 2 count. Owens blocks the wall to Jericho. Jericho goes to the walls again and is knocked in. Owens breaks it and ends up hitting a super kick for a 2 count. Fan chant, this is awesome now. Jericho blocks a pop-up powerbomb and goes for the walls again. Jericho gets it locked in again. This time in the middle of the ring. Takes a minute, but Owens finally makes it to the bottom rope. One finger. They end up on the floor, and Owens goes for another super kick. Jericho ends up hitting the concrete off of a DDT. Jericho sells an injury now. Owens brings him back in the ring, but it's slow to make it back in himself. Owens nails the super kick for a close 2 count. Owens talks some trash, picks Jericho up, Jericho takes advantage and rolls Owens up for a 2 count. Owens hits him, then nails a pop-up powerbomb for the win and becomes your U.S. champion again. At the bell, Owens takes the title, rolls to the floor as we go to replays. Owens starts heading to the back, and officials and paramedics come to tend to Jericho. Owens comes back in for another pop-up powerbomb. Owens picks up Jericho, yells he was never his best friend, then pushes him back to the mat. Fans boo Owens as he raises his title in the middle of the ring. Referees go back Owens out of the ring as Jericho is being checked on. Owens leaves and stops to raise his title on stage. Jericho is helped out of the ring and up the ramp. New U.S. champion comes back and knocks Jericho down. Owens wraps a steel chair around Jericho's head and rams him into the ring post neck first. Owens makes his exit with the title, and SmackDown goes off the air with Jericho yelling in pain. Alright, as 205 Live airing starts, they're still attending to Jericho. With the medical staff attending to him as 205 Live starts. TJP and Lesnars can be found at this link. Kickoff early standoff between the two. Corey Graves attempts to put over TJP's new style and attitude, but immediately gets discouraged when Perkins dabs. Moments later, Dorado grounds Perkins and delivers a dab of his own. Salsa style at this link. Action heads to the outside. Dorado connects with an Asai moonsault on Perkins. Both men get back in the ring. Dorado tries to take to the air, but Perkins takes out his legs. Dorado crashes the mat. Perkins starts to beat him down. TJ hits a springboard senton on Lentz and dabs it again. TJP controls the next few minutes of the match. Both men go to the top rope. Perkins attempts to take off Dorado's mask. It backfires when Dorado knocks him down and hits a moonsault double foot stomp. Momentum continues for Lentz when he hits a crossbody for near fall. Dorado then attempts a handspring stunner, but Perkins evades it and delivers a stiff kick to Dorado's head. Moments later, Lentz hits a sunset flip from the top rope. Then he goes to recover Perkins for a potential pinfall. TJP grabs Dorado's mask, Lentz retreats, and then gets caught in the knee bar and taps out. And that can be found at this link. As Perkins defeats Lentz Dorado by submission. WWE says the hand on the mask, Luchador LD caught in the knee bar, and that steals the victory for at Mega TJP. Hashtag 205 Live. I'm getting the Twitter feed for the results on this one. A sit-down interview with Brian Kendrick aired. Interview is conducted by Corey Graves. In the interview, Kendrick defends his action toward Akira Tozawa. Kendrick said that his goal all along has been to be a mentor and teach Tozawa, and has said Akira has disrespected and insulted him. Kendrick is disappointed that Tozawa has been focusing on playing to the crowd with his chants rather than winning, just as Kendrick is continuing his rant. He is kicked out of a chair by Tozawa. Akira sits in Kendrick's chair and says that lesson number 5 is always end an interview with impact, which can be seen in this link. I wanted him to be my protege. That is why I'm insulted. At Mr. Brian Kendrick at Tozawa Akira, hashtag 205 Live. And another tweet from 205 Live at WWE 205 Live. Lesson number 5, always end an interview with impact. At Tozawa Akira just kicked Mr. Brian Kendrick right out of the hot seat on hashtag 205 Live. And you can see all these links there for you, lesson 5. Mustafa Ali versus Drew Gulak at this link. A Clash of Styles goes down on 205 Live as at Mustafa Ali WWE goes on with at Drew Gulak Gulak makes his way to the ring with a new theme and his no-fly zone sign. Again, you can go see the picture from the link. He also has a megaphone with him and tries to get the crowd to chant "No high flying." A pre-match promo by Gulak airs when he talks about Ali's reckless showboating. "I'm here to make an example out of you. I'm declaring Fresco a no-fly zone." Drew Gulak has a message for at Mustafa Ali WWE on 205 Live. Gulak controls the early portion of the match. He trash talks Ali while pounding away at him. Ali starts to rally, hits an arm drag, and Hurricanrana. Ali then tries to go to the top rope, and Gulak leaves the ring to prevent Ali from going to the air. The delay in the action enables Gulak to retake control with a clothesline that turns Ali inside out. Gulak then takes Ali down to the mat with a side headlock. Mustafa rallies again, and the pace of the match picks up. Ali hits a big boot on Gulak and then rolling neck breaker. He tries to head to the top, but Gulak grabs his ankle. Ali breaks free and heads up top again. Goes for a frog splash, but Gulak put his knees up and at the last second and just pins him off the knee smash. Gulak defeats Mustafa Ali by pinfall. After the match, Gulak is interviewed in the ring by Dasha Fentes. Drew talks about his campaign and he criticizes the fans for encouraging people like Ali to take to the air. Gulak then says that Ali just proved his campaign messages by crashing and burning. And that can be found in this link. He crashed and he burned, and that's why he lost. At Drew Gulak on at Mustafa Ali on 205 Live. Phillips and Graves reset the show at ringside. They go over the current Noam Dar, Alicia Fox, Rich Swann storyline. A video package followed of what was taking place between the three in the last several weeks. Rich Swann versus Noam Dar. No link for that one. Plus, after the Alicia Foxy saga at Gotta Get Swan and at Noam Dar, look to settle their score on hashtag 205 Live. Something funny about Tom Phillips referring to Noam Dar as a Euro trash pervert repeatedly. Most men take to the mat early on with side headlocks when Dar tried to speed up the action. He gets shot by Swan, put back into a side headlock. After Dar worked hard to escape and does, he ends up eating a beautiful drop kick from Swan. And Swan took him back down to the mat after getting only a 2 count. Dar tried to break free with a back suplex, but Swan retained control with side headlock. And Dar finally escaped by lifting Swan and draping him over the top rope. Dar then knocked a hanging Swan off the ropes and he crashed to the floor. Dar now in control, grounded and pounded Swan for the next couple of minutes. Swan tried to battle back, but his leg is swept out from underneath him. Noam Dar then hit a nice looking butterfly suplex for a near fall. Noam then stays in control on the mat, goes to work on Swan's arm. Dar then hit a belly to back suplex on Swan. He sets up for the finisher, but Swan evaded it. Swan then rallied Fury strikes and cornered Dar. They battle to the apron as Dar regained control by hitting a soccer-style kick on Swan. They trips him up. The two men then battle near the announce desk outside the ring and ram each other's heads onto the desk and then trade strikes. Refs count reaching at 9. Both men get beat the clock back in. Side the ring. Swan sends Dar to the opposite side, then hits the top rope plancha. Swan then grabs Dar, drapes him over the barricade, and he's hit with a leaping leg drop on Noam. Then Swan sets up Dar in the ring, hits a Phoenix Splash, but Dar surprisingly kicks out. There was a hesitation in Swan's cover because he injured his arm over the landing. Phoenix Splash has gets Swan nearing victory over Noam Dar on 205 Live. This link here. Moments later, Swan tries to springboard off the second rope, but gets caught in midair, placed in a Fujiwara armbar. Swan teases tapping out and gets to the bottom rope to break the hold. Frustrated Noam Dar then sets up Swan's left arm over the bottom rope. As he tries to leap on it, Swan moves out of the way, delivers a super kick. Swan tries to go for the finish splash again. But Dar shoots him up. Swan crashes on the mat. Noam finishes off Swan with a running kick and secures the victory. After the match, Alicia Fox makes her way to the ring. She tries to get back together with Dar again. The fans chant no, but Dar ends up hugging and reuniting with Alicia to the fans' dismay. And that can find that link. 205 Live comments again on Twitter. If this doesn't tug at the strings, we don't know what does. And Alicia Foxy and Noam Dar have reunited on 205 Live. SmackDown's Women's Champion, Naomi, tweeted the following, warning Carmella and James Ellsworth after a SmackDown episode. Naomi and Charlotte Flair lost a tag match to Carmella and Natalya after Ellsworth distracted Naomi for a pinfall. As Naomi says, at Carmella WWE and at hashtag Ellsworthless link, y'all got some glow coming your way, yours truly, from yours truly. Hashtag Glow Champ, hashtag SD Live. The Dark main event from 205 Live and SmackDown in Fresco, California saw US WWE Champion Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and AJ Styles defeat Eric Rowan, Dolph Ziggler, and Jinder Mahal. Orton and Nakamura did not appear on tonight's TV broadcast. And here's the post-match photo of them, and you can also see a full link in this right here for you. For clarification on Chris Jericho's WWE status. It should be noted that he is still a member of SmackDown brand. There was some confusion on whether or not he was being sent back to Raw with the U.S. title loss to Kevin Owens, but that is not the case. As noted, Jericho's band Fozzy will resume touring this Friday and will run through the month of May. Last night's post-match with beatdown angle was likely done to write Jericho off TV while he tours. And that concludes my SmackDown 205 results for this week. See you one of you. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.